Welcome everyone to issue 30 of IDW Sonic the Hedgehog. Good news, and spoilers from this point forward, the Metal Virus Saga is over, thanks to the combined efforts of Super Sonic, a surprise appearance by Super Silver, and the Warp Topaz. They ripped every trace of Metal Virus out of every living thing, and hurled it straight into the sun. Earlier, before he was tossed out of this story, Dr. Starline warned that too much power on the Warp Topaz could be a bad thing. Turns out, he was right. Just as Sonic tried to ditch the Warp Topaz, there was an explosion. Silver survived and crashed back onto Angel Island, but Sonic is MIA. So now what? Knuckles believes Sonic's showing off and will pop in anytime now, while Amy and Tails consider search options. Now, if you think Eggman will get punished for unleashing a virus that can turn you into a robo-zombie, sorry to say, today's not that day. While everyone's distracted by Sonic's disappearance, the explosion, and or celebrating not being a Zombot anymore, Eggman resumes his getaway using the shuttle, conveniently mentioning that he used non-essential parts while building that multi-portal generator. On the land below, Cream and Vanilla also worry about Sonic, but right now, they have something else to worry about as Zavok emerges from the rubble. Even after that massive beatdown from Super Sonic last time, he still wants to fight, and as a new low, he has his eye on Cream and Vanilla. Props to Cream here. Instead of being afraid, she gives one of her verbal lashings to the head honcho of the multicolored freaks, though it doesn't stop him from getting ready to attack. Luckily, Cream gets backup from her personal weapon of mass destruction, aka Cheese, followed by Tangle, the Chaotix, Whisper, and Silver until he's finally subdued. Well, that's one Zeddy down, so what about the others? In a surprise move, rather than terrorizing the populace further, Zaz takes off to find Zavok. Xena flees because her ego's bruised, Zor's in hiding, Zalmom's still food obsessed, and Master Zix starts his own search for Zavok to plan a counteroffensive, while also admitting that the Babylon Rogues have won the day. Good for them, I guess? Back on Angel Island, Tails and Amy, especially Amy, are stressing out about all that nasty cleanup, while Knuckles couldn't care less. He says, the problem's over, get the refugees on the shuttle, and get off my island. That's when they finally discover Eggman's shuttle theft. Knuckles has one more thing to deal with, getting rid of Rouge, who's still splayed all over the Master Emerald. I told you, my dear, it will not work between you and that big green rock. Back on the ground, Gemerald tracks down and finds Orbot and Cubot. Eggman, not willing to part with his lackeys, sends Metal Sonic to retrieve them. I bet it's gonna be some epic fight between the two robots, and holy crap! Metal's not screwing around. He takes Orbot and Cubot and makes a beeline for the shuttle. Once on board, Orbot immediately finds Omega's head. Eggman decides to use him as part of his plan to strike at Sonic's friends before the Hedgehog returns. They're going to have to get away from Shadow first. Silver's preoccupied with Zavok at the moment. Metal Sonic engages Shadow to buy time. Shadow does his best against Metal Sonic, even matching movements for a bit, but Metal Sonic eventually succeeds in giving Eggman enough time to reach escape altitude. Well, that's a downer, but this is only part 1 of this epilogue arc. Still, let's end this on a more positive note by checking in on the one character that missed out on the party, Blaze the cat. She's at her castle with her personal guard, Gardon, who, believe it or not, is a game character that appeared in Sonic Rush Adventure. He reports all is well, until something crashes right outside. That something, as the two soon discover, is Sonic the Hedgehog. I mentioned previously that the Metal Virus Saga is like a Sonic game in comic form. If it was truly a game, then this would be the part where the characters would reflect on recent events while the credits started rolling. We would not see the aftermath of the game's events, and the next time we see these characters, they're ready to go on another adventure. Well, this is not the games. It's a comic series based on the games. And after a massive worldwide event such as the Metal Virus Saga, we're actually witnessing the messy aftermath. For starters, there's Zavik once again being a pain, and it took a bunch of heroes to keep him at bay. It's like at the end of Sonic Adventure, after being Perfect Chaos, having the resolution with Tikal, and that all's well that ends well speech, Eggman decides to right away get some mech from the nearby wreckage of the second egg carrier and attack Sonic and company. That's how I feel about this fight. Just as I thought, the Zeti are sticking around on the main planet for the time being. Unless the Restoration tracks them down and Tails creates some Zeti containment unit for transport back to the Lost Hex, they're gonna cause problems in the future. That's one of the things stressing out Tails and Amy. Poor Amy. Hunting down the Zeti and now Eggman, along with the cleanup and a missing Sonic? Talk about pressure. Priscilla must love drawing stressful Amy, considering she did so previously in issue 22. Tails is a little more optimistic about the situation, despite Sonic once again disappearing. He only starts losing it when he learns of Eggman's escape. Knuckles is more of a jerk than usual. Understandable since the crisis is over and he wants everyone gone so he can guard the Master Emerald in peace. Though I do like how confident he is about Sonic showing up in style at any moment, only to gradually lose that confidence until this last bit here. It shows that deep down, he too is worried about Sonic. Other characters have their moments like Cream standing up to Zavik, the Babylon Rogues, well, mostly Jet, patting themselves on the back, and Rouge doing something on the Master Emerald that I really shouldn't be seeing right now. Most of the remaining heroes get their moment through the Zavik beatdown. And why not? With the exception of Silver, Whisper, and Espio, most of them were Zombots until recently. Let them have a chance to fight a villain with their skills again. Plus, it shows that they can handle things for a while. Remember, some of them did fight in the Sonic Forces War after all, and Sonic was MIA for months during that time. Then there's the big fight of the issue between Shadow and Metal Sonic. I have to hand it to Shadow. He is persistent in hunting Eggman down, and the only reason it failed is because Metal Sonic stalled him long enough for Eggman to reach escape altitude. I can say personally that this fight is better than his fight with the Zombots, in that he was not acting like an idiot. Eggman's escape was necessary, I'm afraid. He is the main villain of the franchise, as I've often pointed out, and it sets up the conflict for the next two issues, which involves using Omega as his pawn. As for why Sonic ended up in the Soul Dimension of all places, here's what I think happened. Based on what we've seen of the Warp Topaz, it opens a portal to wherever the user thinks about. Sonic was in control of the outgoing destination, which is the sun, remember? And when the Topaz started to buckle from all that Chaos Emerald energy, he was in a panic. He probably wanted to chuck it into the sun, but then his mind started drifting into related topics. Solar, Soul, etc. And the Topaz's final act, as far as we know, is sending Sonic into the Soul Dimension. Wait a second, this is similar to the Sonic Mania ending I mentioned last time. Wow. It would have been nice if he ended up in classic Sonic's world, but what can you do? And boy, does he have one crazy story to tell Blaze when he wakes up. Overall, part 1 of the epilogue switches things back to some of the familiar action one would expect in a Sonic story, while throwing in some shocking moments. Seriously, Metal Sonic ripping through Gemerol like that? Yeesh. All I can say is, thank goodness it's robot-on-robot violence. Man, Tails is going to have his work cut out here. So next time, we'll be dealing with more of the aftermath, including restorations, Eggman's plans for Omega, and Sonic meeting Blaze again. I'll see you then! Not as devastating as Metal Sonic going through your torso, but still, ow!